you short drive award. Now, one quick thing here I have to insert that's in the program is Whitey Cup in the room. Whitey. I need you up here, and Gene Gillespie, I need you back. Put your cigar in. Gene and Whitey.
Oh my God.
They get one more award. They played golf today. Gene? You know, one thing with this reunion, which you'll hear just a bit more later, and it's in your program, so many people chipped into this. I'm getting a little credit. I don't deserve it. There's so many people that worked with this. But today I needed one more thing. Step over here, Gene. I needed one more thing. You see these banners? There's a couple of these. There's one out in the hall, and there's one here. These were donated by Joe Smith. Thank you, Joe. But they need to hang later tonight up in front of the high school.
Just one.
Two.
Just one.
These are little S-rings that will hang those banners. And these guys volunteered to do it in the middle of the night.
There's a sign there, guys, that says, no trespassing, you're locked up. Wes wants both of us to be locked up.
We'll do it. Thank you, boys. They've been in jail before. Not a problem. Why do you think I picked you two? You've already on the record. Anybody that I called upon stepped up and did more than you could imagine. So I'll have a few thank yous in a minute. But before we have one more person, because I've already honored my dear Jill Graybill by letting her lead the cheerleaders like she did. It was beautiful. And Jill and Pat, thanks again for coming. Peggy, thanks for getting Curtis over here and on time and all cleaned up and dressed up. He looks great. Mr. Raynard Hale, would you come up here just one moment, please? We have a special presentation. While he's on the way up, I'll tell you something kind of interesting. Raynard started as an agriculture teacher in Department of Agriculture. That's when agriculture was probably the biggest thing at Blacksburg High School, not music and art and all that other silly stuff. Agriculture was so important. And he had a team of two that taught agriculture, and the other guy was my dad, Bob Arkerbright. Right, Raynard? And they taught together, and that's when I first knew Raynard Hale as a good friend of my dad's. Raynard had a little cabin-like thing up at Claytor Lake. And we would go up there and they would fish and stuff. And I couldn't swim. I was just a little boy and I couldn't swim. And Raynard said, "I'll show you how to swim." Remember? He threw me in the water. He said, "Swim." He carried me out there and said, "There's the shore and there's the deep part." So I have a presentation to Raynard. And I'll read this. And this is serious, and I don't want any laughter. With sincere appreciation, the BHS Indian class of 1961 honors our brave leader, Chief Raynard Running Bear. For many moons, you watched over our tribe. You made the hills and valleys safe for us. You kept the evil hummel feathers in her place. At the great tribal gathering in Washington, you saved the young Key Club Braves from death by illegal firewater. You never gave up on your tribe. We honor you at the Festival of the 50. Our leader, our chief, Raynard T. Hale.
I'm pretty much speechless.
Never before.
I loved each one of you. I never saw a student that I didn't see some good in. I don't know. It just doesn't seem possible that so much time has gone by, and I've been so proud of all of you. Fortunately, there's only 2 students in Blacksburg High School that ended up in the penitentiary during the time that No, they're not here. Both of them got into trouble with their wives from somewhere else. So, anyway, I don't know what to say. I'm just overwhelmed and appreciate each one of you. And if I don't see you again here, I'll see you over there.
Thank you. You're right. Stand up.
I can't. My arms are killing me.
We were truly blessed. Well, I just got a couple more things to say, and don't rush out of here. I'm the disc jockey as well. The disc jockey wanted $700 to come here, and then he would turn the music up loud and blow us out of here. So I brought a little music out of my garage. I'm the disc jockey. It's free, and whatever. It's not that good. Hey, the disc jockey paid for the roast beef. Sorry, Tim. Theirs was rare. But anyway, just a couple thank yous. Now, these thank yous are in your program, but I'm going to do it anyway. And here it goes. Thanks to Carol McCoy. She was our Facebook before we had Facebook. She kept up with us for a lot of years. Thank you, Carol. To Morris and Martha. They became the one captain of women's, one captain of men's. To Morris and Martha. And thanks for keeping after me and keeping after you. Thank you. To Lenore. Thanks for keeping up with the money. And Lenore, when the bills come in, look for Bill Mitchell or somebody. Julia and Kathleen. They did these badges for us, donated, and these beautiful programs that you have. They produced that. Rosetta, Morris, again, and Beulah for those incredible booklets that you were given as a gift. Velma, your table arrangements last night and tonight, and helping at the University Club and working with that project. Judy, I'm using Megan, whatever. Judy and Gail, they helped with all this memorabilia you see in the back, plus a lot of you brought things, so thank you to every one of you, whatever you brought. If you want it, don't forget to pick it up, which reminds me that Rosetta has some, is that right, Rosetta? You've got some photos and things that if you want them back, you see Rosetta before you leave, but don't leave. To Joe Smith, for these fabulous banners that you'll see at the high school in the next few hours. Probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock. To Gary Duncan of Duncan Automotive for the 1961 automobile sitting out in front of the building. Gary brought that over here. We're going to auction it off in a few minutes, so stay tuned. One more thing. We had, Morris is a real organizer. Morris said he said, Pooh-Bah. Now, he's the one that first started calling me Pooh-Bah. And the only reason I got in charge of this ridiculous event is that they were sending these emails and they were saying, somebody needs to get up a committee. Well, I never liked committees. I don't like committees. I like to do it my way. So I just wrote as a joke. I said, I'll do this, but there won't be a committee. Well, they wrote me back and said, you're the Pooh-Bah, have at it. Now, this is my last time to run this. So what we're going to do in just a couple minutes, we're going to lock the doors. We're going to close the bar. We're going to turn up the heat. One of you stands up and takes on the next reunion. No more cake, no nothing. But I really do need somebody because I think I'm pretty well, you've seen enough of me. Now, one more thing. I would like just to stand so you can see them. my captains that handle each area, stand up there so they know who the captains were. I had 10 captains. You know who you are. Stand up. Come on, Molly. You know who you are. Captains, 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 captains. These are people that chased you down. Don't follow us, captains. He's still here today. There he is. Thank you. Okay, good captain job. Let's see, I have one more thing.
I'm starting to tremble.
I'll handle this, Joe. Would you come up here? Come here. No diamonds, come over here. Well, I've been insane for a year. And I wouldn't have made it through this. Because it has been fabulously rewarding. And I second what Mars said. I love you people. Now I'm getting teary.
Oh,
But
God.
I could not have done it without my soulmate, Miss
Oh.
Beth. I said, she's not a classmate, she's a soulmate. And she worked just about as hard as anybody to help make this happen.
But tonight, we can sleep totally through the night without no more plans for this reunion. So here's to a good night's sleep for us all.
Yeah.
Now, one more thing. I'd also said
Jesus.
a couple of reminders, and then someone asked, do we have open mic night tonight? Meaning, if you have something you'd like to say, well, you know, I shouldn't be the one with the mic. Of course not. And we don't have any place to go anyway. The Starlight Drive-In's not running Thunder Road tonight. I'll tell you one quick story. We have some friends in Charlotte that made a road trip. And they went to that diners, drive-ins, and things on the Food Network. And they got back to Charlotte, and they said, we stopped at 2 places on our trip that we read about. And I said, where was that? They said, well, we had lunch at the Texas Tavern.
Oh, God.
Rona. And the other place is they stopped in front of the Starlight Drive-In at Dudes and had a hot dog. And they said, aren't you from that area? I said, I wish you could have been around when Pete's Drive-In was there. You could have gotten a really good hot dog. All right, all right, let's hear it for Pete. So we're going to do open mic in just a second. We have one volunteer for open mic that has a story he wants to share with us. And if any of you do, yes. Now, on the thank yous a minute ago, it says in your program, and I mean this, if you did something that I've overlooked, you come up here and I'll give you a hug and thank you. But I know a lot of you behind the scenes